The game plan is brought to you by Max Jazz Games, whose game Kung Pooby you could be playing right now. Your gaming week is started with Kung Pooby, available now on the iOS App Store. Kung Pooby and Max Jazz Games, I'm just saying it, ready to be snapped up by either PlayStation or Sony. Let's make it happen.
Yep.
Or Apple? Is Apple still? Are they still buying people up for their arcade? Haven't heard about the arcade in a while, have we? All they're doing is fighting
the arcade in a while.
fighting Epic and.
I see Pete standing up at the front of an Xbox conference to Phil. Haven't seen the arcade in a while. He's like, no, shit.
Very funny you mentioned that, because this week on the show, I will be talking about a game I'm playing on Apple Arcade. What do you think about that? Ooh. And speaking of games that should be on Apple Arcade, Max Jazz Games' Kung Pooby game, which is good enough as it is to be on there, but also, I'm saying in 10, 11 years' time, I would not be against Motive rebooting Kung Pooby with some sort of intense,
ray tracing?
Not a reboot, like a remake, because Kung Pooby's like a classic that a lot of people haven't experienced, and so give it the ray tracing, give it the sort of like the glow up that Gus was talking about that it deserves. So that's something to keep an eye out for in a decade. But you don't need a decade to play the games that we're going to be talking about now, because this is a look at the games that come out this week, so you can plan your week in games. Let's take a look at the releases, starting off with Tuesday, July 6th, which is not the name, it's the date that A Plague Tale: Innocence is coming to PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series consoles and Nintendo Switch. It's not enhanced for the Switch, but it is enhanced for the PS5 and the Series consoles. Follow the grim tale of young Amacia and her little brother Hugo in a heart-rending journey through the darkest hours of history. Up next, if rats aren't your thing, and instead you want difficult-to-pronounce game titles, Ys 9 Monstrum Nox is coming to Switch and PC on Tuesday, July 6th. While imprisoned in Baldock, Aldon is cursed and becomes a monstrum. With his newfound powers, he must stop the Grimwald Nox from consuming the city. Good, that all tracks. Moving on, and Thursday, July 8th, if you want to get out of the real world and head into a virtual one, then coming to Nintendo Quest is Sam and Max. This time it's virtual. Sam is a dog in a suit. Max is his naked, rabbity partner. Together, they're the freelance police. Jump into the not quite right world of Sam and Max via the wonder science of virtual reality and join the multimedia darlings in their never-ending quest to slap the stupid grin off the face of evil. And finally, speaking of stupid grins, Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin is coming to Switch and PC on Friday, July 9th. A new adventure awaits you in the second installment of the turn-based RPG series set in the world of Monster Hunter. Become a rider and form bonds with friendly monsters known as Monsties to fight alongside them as you take part in an epic story.
Just call them monsters.
Monsties.
Epic monsters called Monsties. I'm like, oh, they checked out by the end.
No, that sounds
like
that is an epic monster.
I guess you hunt
Pringles
monsters,
campaign.
so any that you don't hunt can't be called that, because then where do they draw the line between, like, you hunt these ones but you ride and befriend these ones? So they're like monsters, monsties.
Bloody
I get it.
pretty,
You know what?
right,
Good decision.
okay.
I'm on board. I'm sorry I laughed.
Yeah.
Look at that little
like
Monstie.
a lot of kids are like, but like to be fair, and I think that Gus, I think that totally tracks, that that's exactly what they've done. But we hunt animals, but also keep animals as pets.
Yeah, I'd
and ride animals.
I'd kill and eat most Pokemon.
That's true. That's true. And
What
I'd
do you think
ride
would be the
most
tastiest Pokemon? Tastiest.
Good question.
Well, we
the
know
ice cream that's like ice cream cone.
the ice cream.
No,
cone one
ironically,
would be, but you know how the everyone who went to the Galapagos Islands ate all the tortoises before they could get them back to England.
Yep.
It's like there'll be Blastoise has got to taste good. Blastoise might be a bit salty. There's one called Torterra, which is like a lava one. It's probably like pre-cooked meat inside that shell.
That's all I can think of, is not which one looks like food, but which one has probably like the most protected and nourished meat on it that would therefore be like a melt in your mouth marbled Pokemon meat. And I'm with you, Pete. Like a Blastoise, probably a little muscly. Machamp, no, that is just gamey as. Also, way too anything wearing underpants. That is now cannibalism.
Yep.
So I would say, like, I reckon you you boil yourself up a little Diglett, and you've got yourself a little tender underground bit of I reckon that's pretty.
I don't think there's a lot of
That'd be
meat
my
on
go-to.
that. Yeah, okay.
Or you just Jigglypuff, and it just goes, poof, and you're like, there's nothing in that. I thought too long and hard about this.
I definitely like the theory behind not getting like the plumpest one, but instead getting the one like crab or lobster, where you go like the meat is. I think you phrased it as protected and nourished, which is exactly how I like to think of my crustaceans. So like Kingler would be one, maybe.
Kingler's good.
There's
a big, huge
the ones
claw. The meat in that claw would be epic.
Massive. Is it that the most annoying thing about eating crab and why you never really do it is it's just so fucking fiddly to get?
Yeah, but you crack that one claw, you're eating for a week.
You eat like a king. All right, what are we eating this week in terms of video games? Gus, kick us off. What are you excited for? What's in your game plan?
What's going to nourish you?
Not much out of these. I'm intrigued about Monster Hunter stories too, because I played a little bit of the most recent Monster Hunter, and I've always tried to get into that game series, and I've found like actually it's not having a story is the thing that's kept me away from them. Not having an interesting world, but not one that I found drawn through. It was always just set dressing, or this is the place you exist, and that's usually something I like admire in games in terms of going, hey, plop you in this world, we'll fill you in on the backstory as you play and experience it. But I feel like the games, the regular Hunter series, have stopped doing that, and they've just been happy to let you focus on the hunting and the monsters because that's what people really enjoy. I would like to have met a few more characters and have some character development. This is going hard in the other direction. So whether or not that's actually enjoyable or it's overwritten and strange and all the characters have weird, motivations, I'm willing to find out, I would say, at least.
Well, mate, I've got good news for you. There's a demo on the Switch right now for this game, and it has your favorite thing, which is the progress carries over if you decide to pick up the full thing.
Good. And then I will probably have a quick look at Sam and Max, because I play everything that comes out in VR just to, as you saw in the trailer, do this moment. Give it a little bit of this. And I do think that this game in particular I can just tell by the art style and the humor of this. The humor of the series, you will be a tag along character who gets given the detector goggle 3000s that you'll put on, and it'll be this will be how you travel around. And then there's always a watch now. There's always a wrist-based menu or HUD thing. So I can even see there it'll be you'll get your detector watch spanner something or other. I'm sure the writing of it, the regular Sam and Max stuff will be fun, but essentially puzzle room stuff is heaps more fun than a shooter or something like that in VR, even though you would think shooters are more fun. So yeah, I'll play a little bit of this just to see if I like that universe. I never played much of these games, but VR is a way I'd do it. So they look like escape rooms. I'm down for that.
Ooh, cool.
Eat that sausage.
What is that?
Yeah.
That's a Pokemon.
That's a cooked Diglett.
Peter Burns. It is a cooked Diglett.
I might play a Plague Tale Innocence, because I never played it when it first came out.
Good.
And yeah, I've heard that it's a solid outing, and we know there's a sequel on the way. So I feel like I should play this one in anticipation of that. I don't think that one's coming anytime soon, but it is on the card. So ray traced, sexy update. Hell yeah, give it to me. I'm not sure if the update's coming to PC, or if that's already happened, that PC has. Obviously, PC probably already had 4K capabilities, but in terms of ray tracing and other things that may needed to be implemented in a patch, I assume that's coming to PC if it isn't already there. So either way,
I played the whole thing on PC and it looked really good. It's been
an incentive to boot it up anyway. Just the fact that
sure, you don't want to try it on Switch.
I definitely don't want to try it on Switch. Though I'm intrigued by, I don't know anything about, and I feel like I should, the cloud Switch thing.
Oh yeah.
What is that?
So yeah, so there's some games. I think Hitman did it on Switch. There's a few where basically Nintendo have made their own little streaming service where you still need to buy the game, but it just runs via a streamed version to your Switch, so that you can get a much higher quality looking experience.
Interesting.
Something that the Switch is not actually capable of doing. So yeah, that's been around for a bit with a few titles. I am actually in A Plague's Tale: Innocence on PC right now, because I installed this last week when
Through the Xbox app? Is it in the Game Pass there?
It's in Game Pass, yeah. And I'm looking right now. I'm in the settings. This is exactly what people want.
Yeah.
I've got draw distance, shadow maps, volumetric lights, ambient occlusion, depth of field, contact shadows, light shafts, screen space reflections, bloom, anti-aliasing, and texture quality. And I've set them all to ultra, but I have no visible ray tracing options. So we'll see if that...
that's further down. It's rat tracing.
Rat tracing.
Now in this one.
Right, okay. Thank you very much. This is definitely my game plan pick as well. This is one of those games that I missed. I heard really good things about the story and sort of just fine things about the gameplay, but I'm okay with that for a shorter title. So, but the things I heard about the story were fantastic, and and so if the changes do come to PC and it updates, that would be amazing. We should look into that. I also, when I downloaded it, because now if a game doesn't run in ultra wide, I get furious. There's also a little, like, it's not a hack, it's like a whatever, something out there that forces ultra wide, and I tested that out and it looks great. So that's definitely what I will be doing with my game plan.
So no votes for Monstrum Nox. We get no Monstrum Nox across anyone here.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, conspicuous by its absence.
Fair enough.
So that is our game plan. Let us know what you guys are playing. Head to our Discord. To become a member of that Discord, head to backpocket.gg, and there is a link there to our Discord that you can join for free, or you can pay and unlock the entire shebang. And in that shebang, you can also let us know what you're going to be playing with your
what Pokemon you want to eat.
Or, most importantly, what Pokemon you want to or have eaten.